Hi, in this lesson we are going to be looking at writing expressions and formulas. Expressions and formulas are a way of writing rules, scenarios, situations, or some descriptions just using numbers and letters, or just letters, rather than an actual sentence. So we're going to have a look at some expressions first, and then we'll look at some formulas. The difference between the two is that formulas will have an equal sign and will be equal to something, so it will be determining something. So if we were asked to write an expression for more than P, so with the word more than, okay, that's going to be adding, so we know that there's going to be adding in the expression. Now, what tends to happen here is that pupils see for first and think that that's what they're going to write. But you have to be careful with this, because it's saying for more than P. So the letter you're actually starting with is P, okay, and you want for more than that. So you should write P plus 4, okay? If you struggle with this concept, because sometimes pupils do struggle to understand it because, you know, they think, well, what does P represent, etc. What I sometimes say to pupils is give letters a value, just any random value. So, for example, if I pretend just for the moment that P is 10, if I said to you, what is 4 more than 10? In your head, you would do, well, 10 plus 4, 14. So you can take that approach to get your head around what sort of calculation you're doing and what order it needs to be in. But just remember that when you put your answer down, you don't then put 10 plus 4, you replace it back with the P. Okay, number 2 is A less than B. So there's no numbers in this one, just letters. Less than means take away, so we're going to have subtraction in there. Again, be careful with the order. A less than B. So you have to think of what you're actually starting with. Again, if I replace the letters with some numbers, some just random numbers, so if I pretend that, let's say, A is 3, and again, let's pretend B is 10. If I said to you, what's 3 less than 10? In your head, you would do 10 take away 3. So you know then the order needs to be 10 take away the 3, but again replace it back with B take away A, and that's your expression. Number 3, 20 shared by X. So shared means to divide, so you could reword that if you wanted, 20 divided by X. So if I start by writing it like this, that would be fine. Although in algebra, we don't tend to use the divide symbol. So that should be really rewritten as 20 over X. Okay, so that's the correct way of writing that. Number 4, C lots of D. So lots of means to multiply. So C times by D. So again, that's quite straightforward. I could write that. But again, we have an issue with this. In algebra, we don't like to include the times sign. So that should really be written as CD. We just simply drop the times sign. And you should know from basic algebra that 2 letters together, like that, CD, means times. Okay. Sometimes you can have some more worded examples. So write an expression for the time left in a lesson that has T minutes and 23 minutes have already passed. So again, if I said to you, how many minutes are left in a lesson that has, and if I replace this, say with 60 minutes and 23 minutes have passed, you would say, well, 60 minutes, take away 23. So you need to do T take away 23. So just remember to replace any sort of value that you've given T to help work out the type of maths you need to do in your head back, okay, to its original value or letter there. Okay, and that's it. Another note to point out here is that even though it says T minutes, you don't include units in your expressions or your formula. So you wouldn't put T minutes take away 23, you just put T. Okay. Right, now moving on to formulas. So as I said, this should have an equal sign. Okay, so it'll be equal to something. So write a formula for the total length, L, of a car, C, and a trailer, T. Okay, so this scenario is trying to describe a car that has a trailer attached, possibly to the back of it, and you want to know the total length of both of them together. So you were looking at adding. So you'd, if you think about it in real life, you would measure the length of the car, measure the length of the trailer, and then add those together. Now, this is what you're trying to find. You want to find the total length, which is represented by L. So this is what your formula is equal to. So L is equal to, so of a car, C, and we need to add on then the length of the trailer, T. And that's it. Number 2, the number of cupcakes, C, needed at a party when there are 2 cupcakes per person, P.